Hello, my dear children. In continuation of magnifying devices we started last time, today we are going to study compound microscope. Well, children, in the last class we have studied what is simple microscope. In simple microscope we have a single lens, single convex lens. But here in compound microscope we have an additional lens, and this additional lens is called as objective lens, and both these lenses magnify a given object one after another. As the result, what happens? Overall magnification is much more greater in case of compound microscope as compared to simple microscope. Well, a compound microscope consists of two convex lenses, and both these convex lenses are coaxially arranged in a tube. A compound microscope consists of two lenses, both convex lenses, namely objective lens whose focal length is f0, another one is eyepiece whose focal length is fe, and both these lenses are coaxially arranged in a tube and can be moved to and fro along the axis of the tube. Focal length of objective lens is smaller than eyepiece. Well, what is its working principle? How does the device work? Let us understand that with the help of ray diagram. Well, there are two working principles for the device. One for objective and other working principle is for eyepiece. So what are these working principles? These working principles are nothing but the statement for object image positions which you have already studied. So what is working principle for objective? See, when an object is placed just outside the focus, this is objective lens. When an object is placed just outside the focus of a simple convex lens, its real, this is real, inverted and magnified image is formed on the other side. That is what is written here. When an object O dash is placed just outside the focus of a convex lens, its real, inverted and magnified image JJ dash is formed on the other side. So this is object outside the focus, and what happens? The parallel ray from the object falls over this lens, and after refraction it passes through the focus. This is f0 on the other side. This is focus of the objective lens on the other side. The other ray which passes through optical center moves across without any deviation, and both these rays meet somewhere here, and wherever these rays meet there is formed the image JJ dash. This JJ dash is intermediate image, and its properties are what? It is real, inverted, magnified, and of course it is formed on the other side. So this is working principle as well as working of objective lens. An eyepiece. This eyepiece works like a simple microscope. This JJ dash behaves as object for this eyepiece. And what is working principle for eyepiece? That we already know. When an object is placed, object JJ dash, when an object is placed within focus of a simple convex lens, its erect, virtual and magnified image is formed over the same side as that of object. So this is JJ dash. This eyepiece is moved to and fro such that JJ dash lies within its focus. So what happens? Parallel ray after refraction passes through the focus, and other ray which passes through optical center moves without any deviation. Both these are diverging rays. These diverging rays would never meet this side. So when these rays are extrapolated backward, and what do we see? We see that both these rays meet somewhere here, and this is what is your final image, I dash. So this is JJ dash, the object for eyepiece, and this is final image. Distance of the object from objective lens. Distance of the object from object to lens is what? U naught, U naught, U naught. And distance of the image from object to lens, the image from object to lens is formed as JJ dash, and this is your V naught. This JJ dash behaves as object for eyepiece, and distance of this object from eyepiece is what? This is UE. And the final image is formed II dash, and the distance of II dash from the lens, from eyepiece, is what is VE. VE. So that's how final image is formed here. This is object. This object is magnified by object 2 as JJ dash, and this JJ dash is further magnified into what? II dash, which is final image. So children, let us now understand the expression for M. Yes children, we already know that magnification for microscope is the ratio of beta is to alpha maximum. Beta is the final visual angle formed by the image, final image over eyepiece. So this is II dash, and it forms an angle beta over eyepiece, and this is what is beta. And what is alpha max? Alpha max is the maximum visual angle formed by the object O dash, and that maximum visual angle is formed by object O dash over I when object O dash is kept at least distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeter. So what is this beta? We find out this beta from this right angle triangle. What is this beta? This beta is going to be perpendicular upon base. What is perpendicular? Perpendicular is JJ dash. And what is base? Base is UE. The JJ dash upon UE is beta. And what is alpha max? Alpha max is not here in the diagram. Alpha max is the maximum visual angle formed by the object. This is object OO dash, and when this object O dash, when this object O dash is kept closest to I means at a distance D from I. D is 25 centimeter, least distance for distinct vision. This is alpha max. And what is this alpha max? This alpha max is OO dash upon D, arc upon radius, O dash upon D. So what is M? This M is going to be beta upon alpha. Let us substitute the values of beta and alpha. This M is going to be beta upon alpha. Beta is what? Beta is JJ dash upon UE, and alpha max is OO dash upon D. Well, we can see that this M comes out to be JJ dash upon OO dash, and then D upon UE. This is what is the expression for M. Well, what is this JJ dash upon O dash? This JJ dash upon O dash is nothing but, this JJ dash upon O dash is nothing but magnification by objective. This is length of image. This is object O dash, and its image is what? JJ dash. So length of image upon length of object is magnification by objective. And what is that? What is that? See, if these two triangles are what? Similar triangles. So in these two similar triangles, ratio of perpendicular is same as the ratio of bases. What is ratio of perpendicular? JJ dash upon O dash is equal to what? Base of this triangle upon base of this triangle. And what is base of this triangle? Base of this triangle is V naught, and base of this triangle is what? U naught. So what is this? JJ dash upon O dash. It is nothing but V naught upon U naught. V naught upon U naught. Well, we also know the expression for M, magnification due to a convex lens or simple lens. It is the ratio of image distance to object distance, V upon U. And as per sign convention, this V naught is going to wear positive sign, and this U naught is going to wear what? Negative sign. So overall sign for this ratio would be what? Negative. And if we substitute jj dash upon o dash as v naught upon u naught with minus sign here, what do we get m as? We get m as minus v naught upon u naught, and then we have d upon ue. This is expression for m, and it is going to be further simplified. Well, children, we know for every lens, for any lens, for I lens, in fact it is I lens, for I lens or any lens, we already know that 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. This is lens formula. Focal length for eyepiece is what? Plus fe, because it is a convex lens. V, the image distance is what? Minus ve, and object distance u is what? Minus ue. See, both these distances, distance of object from eyepiece and distance of image from eyepiece, both are negative as per sign convention. If we substitute these values here, what do we get? 1 upon fe is equal to 1 upon ve with negative sign. Yeah, this minus sign he comes here. Minus 1 upon minus ue. This minus becomes what? Plus. So what do we get? 1 upon ue. We get 1 upon ue is equal to 1 upon fe plus 1 upon ve. And if we substitute this value, yeah, say this is equation number 2 and this is equation number 1, we have already found out. So if we substitute 2 in 1, this here, 1 upon u is substituted here. What do we get m as? We get m as minus v naught upon u naught, and then we have what? d upon ue. And what is ue? U is what? 1 upon fe plus d upon v. Yeah, this is d. So d upon u is what? Just multiply both sides by d. So we get what? D upon fe, d upon v. So this is the expression for m due to a compound microscope. Children, there are two situations we already know. In every microscope, these are two extreme situations. Case 1, when final image is seen closest to eye, that is at least distance for distinct vision, this v is equal to d. Well, in that case, the microscope is said to be in normal adjustment. This is normal use of telescope or normal adjustment. So microscope is said to be in normal use or in normal adjustment when final image is seen at least distance of distinct vision. If we substitute v as d here, what do we get m as? We get m as minus v naught upon u naught, and in the bracket we get what? D upon fe plus d upon d is what? 1. This is m when final image is seen closest to eye. And if final image is seen what? Farthest from eye, when final image is seen at infinity, in that case what happens? D upon infinity becomes 0. So what do we get m as? We get m as minus v naught upon u naught, and in the bracket we have d upon fe. So children, these are two expressions for two different extreme situations in compound microscope. Children, after derivation of m, expression for m, let us see the formation of image in both cases, case 1 as well as case 2. Well, in case 1, we have already seen that this is object, this is final image, and this VE is equal to D. In this case, the microscope is in normal adjustment. We have already seen that m is equal to minus V naught upon U naught D upon Fe plus 1. Now let us see how image is formed in case 2. In case 2, this is object O dash as usual. This is objective lens. This is focus. This is focus. Focus should be marked correctly. The distance of the focus from optical center, both sides should be marked very correctly. And then what happens? The parallel ray which passes through, the parallel ray after refraction passes through focus. Other ray which passes through optical center moves without deviation. and wherever these rays meet, there is formed the image JJ dash. Remember children, this is intermediate image as formed in the previous case. Now eyepiece, the eyepiece is moved to and fro along the axis of the tube. Yeah, this is eyepiece. This eyepiece is moved to and fro along the axis of the tube, such that this intermediate image lies over the focus of eyepiece. So this is FE, focal length. This is FE, focal length. We can mark here. Now as usual, the parallel ray after refraction. Yeah, parallel ray after refraction. If the lens is short, you have to show the refraction over its axis. As you can see here, I have made lens from here to here. But how to show the refraction of this parallel ray? Just show the refraction over the axis of the lens. So this is incident ray parallel to principal axis, and what happens? This ray passes through focus, and the other ray which passes through optical center moves without any deviation. And you can see both these rays, this is FE, both these rays are parallel rays and they would never meet this side. So when they are extrapolated, when these rays are extrapolated, parallel rays meet where? At infinity. So you just write V is equal to infinity. This is formation of image in case 2. This is case 2. Case 2. In case 2, final image is seen where? At infinity. And image is said to be seen by relaxed eye. So when we look at the final image with relaxed eye, the image is formed at infinity, and in that case M we have already deduced is what? Minus V naught upon U naught, and in bracket we have D upon FE. This is the value of M we have already deduced. Now children, let us understand what is length of microscope. L, the length, very important. Length L of the microscope is nothing but separation between objective and eyepiece. This is objective lens, this is eyepiece, and the separation between these two lenses is the length of microscope. So what is length of microscope in this situation? Number 1, in this case the length of the microscope is going to be this separation, and this separation consists of what? V naught, and what is this? This is UE. This is length in normal use. And in situation number 2, where final image is seen at infinity, what is length? Length is this separation, and this separation you can see here is going to be what? This separation is going to be V naught, distance of the image from objective, and this distance, which is UE, is now equal to what? Focal length of eyepiece. So this is FE. So what is length in this particular case? Length in this particular case is V naught plus FE. And remember children, this length is maximum. So the length of microscope is maximum when final image is seen at infinity. So this length is very important. Now children, we are going to study conditions for greater M. Children, let us finally understand the conditions for greater M. And these 3 conditions for greater M are what? Number 1, FO, that is focal length of the objective lens, should be very small. The second condition is what? The length of the microscope. Length of the microscope should be large. Greater is the length of microscope, greater is going to be its magnification. And the third condition is focal length of eyepiece. Focal length of eyepiece should also be small. See, focal length of objective should also be small, eyepiece should also be small, but the smaller of the two has to be what? That of smaller of the two, the focal length, that should be smaller for objective. So if there are 2 lenses, one of say focal length 1 centimeter, other of 5 centimeter, then 1 centimeter focal length should be used as objective. Now children, these conditions are not here in the formula except the third one. You can see the third condition here in the formula of M. This F naught, Fe lies in the denominator. Since Fe lies here in the denominator in both the expressions for M, what happens? This Fe is going to be small. In that case, M is going to be greater. So Fe should be small is obvious from this mathematical relation. But we don't have F naught or length in any of these expressions for M. So let us reason out and understand how this focal length has to be very, very small for greater M. Well, see, M of a microscope is inversely proportional to U naught. Can you see it? U naught. Smaller is U naught, that is the distance of object from objective. Smaller is U naught, greater is going to be the value of M. What is U naught? U naught is a distance slightly greater than the focal length of objective lens. If the focal length of the lens is, objective lens is 1 centimeter, U naught cannot be less than 1 centimeter. U naught cannot be less than 1 centimeter. So what ultimately is deciding the smallness of U naught? The smallness of U naught is being decided by smallness of F naught. Smaller is the focal length of objective lens, smaller is going to be U naught. Why? Because object has to be placed outside the focus. So closer is focus to the lens, smaller is going to be U naught. So smaller is going to be U naught only when smaller is the focal length of objective lens. So M being inversely proportional to U naught justifies that F naught should be very, very small for greater value of M. Well, second condition, again it is not obvious from the mathematical relation we have deduced. Length of microscope should be large. See, length of the microscope consists of V naught and UE. UE is the distance, maximum value of UE could be what? The focal length of eyepiece. So what is this length? This length has two parts. This length of the microscope has two parts. One is V naught, other is UE. UE has limitation. It cannot be greater than Fe. But what about V naught? V naught can have maximum value as what? Infinity. If object is kept just outside the focus, see, when the object is placed as focus, image is formed at infinity. But that is practically not possible. We place the object outside the focus, and when we place the object just outside the focus, the image is formed far away, if not at infinity, but still it is very, very far away. So how much V naught can be accommodated? That depends upon length of microscope. See, maximum value of V naught could be infinity. We cannot have infinite separation between objective and eyepiece. So what do? Greater is the length of microscope, greater is the value of V naught that can be accommodated, and greater is the value of V naught, greater is going to be M. Why? Because M is directly proportional to V naught. M is directly proportional to V naught. In the relation of M, we have seen that M is directly proportional to V naught. So how much greater is the value of V naught? How much greater can be the value of V naught? It all depends upon the length of microscope. Greater is the length of microscope, greater is the V naught that can be accommodated, and greater is the value of V naught, greater is going to be M, the magnification of microscope. And the third condition is obvious from the relation itself. This Fe lies in the denominator in the expressions, therefore, well, it should also be small. But the smaller of the two should be the focal length of objective lens. So children, I hope you have understood all these very, very important concepts. Ray diagrams are very, very important. Both the ray diagrams are asked. You must know these expressions also. And if you know the working and length of the microscope, you can work out every numerical of compound microscope. So with this we come to the end of today's class. We'll meet again very shortly with astronomical telescope. Thank you very much.